Shalom. In the name of F-Yhwh, honor and praises to Yahweh, the God of Israel. After that, all those that labors in His truth. Saying that, welcome to F-Yhwh. And what does F-Yhwh stand for? Followers of Yahweh. That's right, followers of Yahweh. Understand, F-Yhwh don't follow man nor his doctrine. Okay, because man do go astray. Alright, and saying that, let's get let me open up to the book of Jeremiah, the 15th chapter. Shalaki. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 5. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in a man, and make flesh his arm, whose heart departed from the Lord. Let's read that again. Thus saith the Lord, cursed is the man that trusts in a man and make flesh his arm. Meaning that you have to research what people tell you. Okay? Like when I hold conversations, when I talk about the scriptures, I bring that proof. Yo, let's go with this. Yo, let's do this. Yo, check this out. I bring that proof. Okay? And you have to be careful of the doctrine that you taking in from these people. Because basically, if they're not about these commandments, then what you really learning is philosophy about life. Okay? You're philosophizing the scriptures because it's about these commandments. And that's what F-Yhwh is about. These commandments. Okay? Because I've been in the truth for what, like 9 years now? And I done seen a lot of Israelite camps, elders, flip their whole doctrines. IUIC was one of them, Nate was one of them. Then you had one named Pilot whatever. He got caught up into the sex offender registry, fucking with little kids and whatnot. Okay, and I took a lot of notes and watched how y'all flip on y'all doctrines. That's why I don't follow man in his doctrines, because they do go astray. All right, let's go down to verse 7. Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope is the Lord. Now let's read that again. Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, meaning that F-Yhwh, we about these commandments. Okay? We about these commandments. Our faith is the promises that were established to Abraham. That was promised to Abraham, that was established in Jacob. Alright? This is what F-Yhwh is for. We're about them commandments. This is F-Yhwh's motto, about keeping these commandments. We don't follow man in his doctrines. F-Yhwh don't follow religion, because religion is controlling, is wicked. Okay? It is what it is. Let's go to the book of Acts. The first chapter, verse 2. Until the day in which he was taken up, after that through the Holy Ghost, had given commandments unto the apostles whom he have chosen. Meaning that before he went back to the Father, he gave us a commandment. Okay? And he gave us a commandment. In fact, let's go to the book of Matthew, 28th chapter, verse 19. Go ye therefore and teach all nations. What? Teach all nations. That's including the Gentiles too. Okay? Baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Ghost, teaching them to observe all things. But teaching them to observe all things, not some things, all things. That means the dress code, the eating habits, how you socialize, and so forth. Okay, you got to keep the commandments in all things. Okay, we got to teach all things. All right, it is what it is. Let's get Exodus, the 18th chapter. Let me get Exodus, 18th chapter, verse 20. And thou shalt teach them ordinance and laws. What? Thou shalt teach them ordinance and laws, and shalt show them the way wherein they must walk. And walk means basically live. That they must live, and the work that they must do. And the work that you must do is these commandments. Is practicing these commandments. Okay? And that's the work that has to be done, is keeping these commandments. In fact, let me get Let me get Psalms. Let me get the book of Psalms. Shalaki. Let me get Proverbs. Then we'll go to the book of Psalms. They get Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 7, verse 1. My son, keep my words, and the words are those commandments, and lay up my commandments with thee. Now when he says lay up, basically he's talking about like how a man and a woman, how y'all together, y'all go shopping together, y'all watch movies together, y'all sleep together, y'all do everything together. And basically you have to lay up with these commandments. And basically that's like practicing in your daily habits. Okay, you have to keep the commandments when you're socializing, when you're dealing with other people, your dress codes. See, so you have to basically you have to keep the commandments. Okay, let's read that again. Proverbs chapter 7, verse 1. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live. What? Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thy eye. Because these commandments is what's going to stand in the end time. Because we are in the time where this world will come to a close. Okay, so it's basically about keeping these commandments. Let's go to listen to what Yahweh say, Christ say. Let's go to John, the 15th chapter, verse 10. If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandments. What? Even as I have kept my Father's commandments. Yahweh kept his Father's commandments and abide in his love. But yet that church teaching that the commandments is done away with. The commandments is not done away with. We ought to keep the commandments because we was called to teach. Okay? To teach these statutes and ordinances. Okay? It is what it is. Let's get 2 John, the 6th chapter. Second John, chapter 6, 2 John, verse 6. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments, and what means to live. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning, as ye should walk in it. And what you heard from the beginning was in Deuteronomy 10:12. Okay, when it says the whole duty in life is to fear God and keep the commandments. Okay, and that's what you heard from the beginning, and that's the love that Christ was talking about. Okay, that you heard from the beginning. Let's get let me get Ecclesiasticus. This rain coming down. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. So it ain't nothing to talk about. It ain't nothing to debate about. Okay? Fear God and keep his commandments. What? Fear God and keep his commandments. For this is the duty of man. Meaning that only thing you have to do in life is keep the commandments. All that extra stuff is bullshit. Okay? Because that's what this thing is about. This is about keeping the commandments. Alright? Let me get let's go back to John. Let's go back to John to the 14th chapter. John chapter 14, verse 23. Yahweh answered and said unto him, If a man love me, he will keep my words, and the words are the commandments. My Father will love him, and we will come unto him, and make our abode with him. He that loveth me not, keep not my saying. Listen. He that loveth me, and keep not my saying, and the word which you hear is not mine, but the Father which sent me. These things I have spoken unto you, yet being present with you. Meaning that you have to keep these commandments. Okay? It is what it is. Because if you love God, you're going to keep the commandments. In fact, let me see if I can get 1 John 1 John chapter 5, verse 2. By this we know that we love the children of God, Yahweh, when we love Yahweh and keep his commandments. What? When we love Yahweh and keep his commandments. For this is the love of Yahweh God, that we keep his commandments. What? That we keep his commandments. And his commandments are not grievous, meaning that they're not hard to keep. It's just that you can't do certain things that you want to do. Okay? It is what it is. Alright, let's get back to we go back to the John, the 12th chapter, verse 48. Let's start at verse 47. If any man hear my words and believe not, I judge him not, meaning he don't care whether you believe or not. I don't care whether you believe or not. For I came not to judge the world, but to save the world. He that rejected me and receiveth not my words, which are those commandments, have one that judgeth him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day. What? The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in that last day. Which meaning these commandments is going to judge your ass at the end. Okay? It ain't no way around that. You have to keep the commandments. In Revelations 22:16, what it say? Blessed are they that keep the commandments, right? That they may have the right to that tree of life. Okay? Because those commandments is what's going to get you into that kingdom. Those commandments is what's going to save you at the end. Okay? It is what it is. Let's get 1 John chapter 2, verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him, if we keep his commandments, meaning that we know Yahweh, we know Yahweh by keeping his commandments. He that saith, I know him, and keep not his commandments, is a liar. How many liars? Hey, hold up. Hey, hold up. 1 John chapter 2, verse 4. He that saith, I know him, and keep not his commandments, is a liar. Is a what? Liar. So basically, you be lying, your pastor be lying, okay? That church be lying, all right? You have to keep these commandments because the commandments is not done away with, all right? The commandments is not done away with. Let's get back to John. We go back John the 12. Verse 49. For I have not spoken of myself, but the Father which sent me gave me a commandment what I should say and what I should speak. And I know that his commandments is life everlasting. Whatsoever I speak therefore, even as the Father saith unto me, I speak. And what he was speaking are those commandments, those statutes, and those ordinances. That's it. All that shit about on the pulpit about Caesar Borgia and that having faith and believing, you can say that shit, okay? And I hate to use that type of language, but understand this truth, man. It have to come forth, okay? Because you have to wake up into the lies and the deception and the deceit, okay? Because we just read that Yahweh Shai kept the commandments. In fact, let's go back to John, the 14th chapter, verse 31. But the world may know that I love the Father. What? The world may know, which are the people, that I love the Father, as the Father gave me commandment, even so I do. Arise and let's go. Meaning that your Father, Yahweh, gave him the commandments. Alright? So let's go into the writings of Moses. And let's get Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 15. The Lord your God Yahweh will raise up a prophet unto, let's read that again. The Lord your God Yahweh will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me. Unto him you shall hearken, according to all that thou hast desires of the Lord. Okay, Shalaki, but basically, Yahweh say that what? A prophet was going to come, and he was going to speak into him. Okay, and Yahweh Shai did that. let's go down to verse 18. And I will raise them up a prophet from amongst their brethren like unto thee. I will put my words in his mouth. What? I will put my words in his mouth like unto thee. I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak to them all that I have commanded him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which are those commandments that Yahweh spoke, which ye shall speak in my name, I will require that of him. Meaning that at the end, those commandments is going to judge you. Yahweh Christ brought those commandments. Okay? Nothing more, nothing less. And that's what F-Yhwh is about, these commandments. Okay? It's not about the doctrines of man. Okay? We don't do religion. Alright? It is what it is. Let me get Psalms 119, because I supposedly went back to that. Psalms 119 verse 6. Then shall I not be ashamed. What? Then shall I not be ashamed. See, I ain't ashamed to come out on the highway and put that truth out there. I'm not ashamed to tell you that you're wrong. Okay? I'm not ashamed to correct you into the truth. Alright? When I have respected unto all the commandments, meaning that I keep the commandments so I can hold a conversation with you about drugs, sex, or anything. Okay? Because we all went through that. We all failed at some point in time in life. But it's not about that. Okay? But yet, I'm not ashamed because I keep the commandments. Alright? See, I can be around people and not be ashamed or feel like a hypocrite. Okay? I stand strong in this truth. I stand strong in these commandments. Okay? And that's what Bakar Israel is about. These laws, statutes, and ordinances. That's what F-Yhwh is about. Okay? Not about that nonsense. Okay? Y'all can say that. Alright? Let me go back because I 1 John chapter 2 verse 7. Brethren, I write no new commandment unto you. See, so there was no new commandment that John wrote, and there was no commandment, new commandment that Yahweh wrote. Okay? The commandment is love. Because love is what? Keeping of the commandments. Alright? Because if you love God, you're going to obey him and keep his commandments. It is what it is, okay? Let's read that again. 1 John chapter 2 verse 7. Brethren, I write no new commandment unto you, but an old commandment which ye heard from the beginning, and that we read in Deuteronomy 10:12. The old commandment is the word which ye have heard from the beginning. Okay, see, so in the beginning it's all about keeping the commandments. Fear God and keep the commandments. That's what your whole duty in life is about. And that's what F-Yhwh is about. It's about keeping those commandments. This is F-Yhwh model. Okay, the doctrine of F-Yhwh are those statutes, commandments, and ordinances. Nothing more, nothing less. All the other stuff, y'all be saving. Okay? Well, my break is up. It's just a little quick little video about keeping the commandments, because we are called to keep the commandments. Okay? Because if you're not keeping the commandments and you're talking about you love God, you love his son, you're a liar. Because if you love him, you're going to keep his commandments. Okay? Like how he kept his father's commandments. Okay? Let me see if I can get one more prophecy. Let's go to the prophecy where Yahweh said that he was going to teach the Gentiles too, right? He was going to bring forth that truth. Matthew chapter 4 verse 14. That it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, the land of Zebulun and the land of Nephilim by the way of the sea beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles. Because the northern kingdom, when it split, the northern kingdom went into slavery through the Syrian Empire. Okay, so the other nations, those Gentile nations, inherit that land. Okay, that's what he's talking about. All right, let's read that again. Matthew chapter 4, verse 14. That it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet Isaiah, saying, from the land of Zebulun and the land of Nephilim by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles. The people which sat in darkness saw great light, and to them which sat in that region and the shadows of death, light is sprung up. Okay, because all nations going to come to know Yahweh. Okay, because the kingdom of God or Yahweh is reverse slavery. See, so these nations going to learn the statutes and ordinance because y'all going into slavery. Okay, yes, Gentiles is coming in, but y'all coming in as slaves, but not all Gentiles, right? So we're going to get a little video on that, and I'm working on that too because we got to get an understanding, okay? But know and understand that the covenant is for the children of Israel, okay? Understand that, and you know that. Well, I got to go. Shalom, peace.